Here we have Phoenix Dome's greenhouse dome. This is a custom polycarbonate cover. I'm partnering with Colin on this hydroponic grow tower project that's happening in here. Do you want to show us?
A little bit of wilting going on here because this tower ran out of water.
Yeah, well, we refilled it just half an hour ago and it's already perking up again. So when it's really hot, you do have to check them every few days. The reservoir may last 4 or 5 days. But you do gotta fill them up.
Yeah, and I have a few towers outside. And I haven't had to fill them again since I started them. So I think being in the greenhouse here, there's probably a lot more evaporation, but also evapotranspiration through the leaves because they're bigger here in the greenhouse. Well, because look at the size of the reservoir. What do we put in here? Like 20 liters?
Yeah, like a 5-gallon jug every week or so, maybe 5 days.
Yeah. That's something that I've really appreciated is like when I go away for a few days, I'm like, oh, I don't have to plan on watering my garden. I just leave it and it's self-watering. That's something that I've really noticed. Another good case point for the dome is I'm already noticing that we have like rack support.
Yeah, the dome frame's really strong. You can go off of it anywhere.
Yeah. Here's in the reservoir and down in there, I'm going to pull it out a little bit. There's just a little aquarium pump. Little mini pump down there. And that is our happy waterer. That brings the water all the way up the central channel of the tower. Pumps it to a little catchment disc at the top that has holes, it's perforated, and then it rains down these little, it kind of waterfalls down and hits these plastic fins that are right behind each of these cubes, and then that just sends the water down into it.
Can we take a look inside? Maybe we have a look.
So there it is. Look at the look at the roots growing on that thing.
Roots, and maybe see the water raining down.
Wow.
So the roots just get rinsed.
Yeah. And then there's I've noticed that the cube itself stays soaked because the capillary action is coming up through. So it's not just even the roots, but the whole cube gets wet. Yeah, 2-part mineral solution. So I feel like, you've been going through yours a lot faster. You have 8 towers here.
Yeah.
I mean, this was like $40 for the pair of them.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at like nutrient cost or fertilizer cost, it's actually really minimal.
Yeah.
Like really minimal. Especially compared to what we would need for soil amendments.
This rack here is a little bit of a different system. It's nutrient film technology, NFT. So there's a little pump that pumps it in the one end and it flows through all these channels all the way down. Oh, yeah. So you can have a lot more density. Some of these greens are still little. Bigger plants like tomatoes will need support. Fortunately, I have the dome here. You can just hang all the strings from the dome. And then I'll keep wrapping the tomatoes around the strings. So this year is kind of a big experiment year for us. This is our pilot year because we want to find out what happens when we stick all these plants in here and put it inside of a polycarbonate dome greenhouse. Yeah, the greenhouse, it gets so warm in here. I designed it to be able to remove some of the lower panels. Probably even in the next few weeks I'll have to remove them. Right now I'm just keeping the door open in the daytime. Well, and I guess at some point, like, once proof of concept is proof of concept is here, but like go through a whole growing season, I could imagine that you get those opener windows that you have and have them thermostatically controlled. So that basically it gets a certain temperature, they go, I'm trying to put a solar fan in too, and that's going to happen pretty soon. That'll just draw some air, keep it fresh. When the sun gets to a certain angle in the sky, it just turns on? Yeah, as soon as the sun hits it, but the more the sun hits it, the faster, and then if the sun gets lower, then it slows down again, turns itself off at night. It's that's fantastic. Super low maintenance. We use them in all of our domes, like the glamping domes, the residential domes, just to keep the air fresh. Ah, okay. Anecdotally speaking, these look fantastic for like how long they've been in place here, and that we're still we're experimenting, we're learning. We haven't done this before, so I'm seeing huge success here. I think proof of concept for it working here is we're in it now. Yeah, I guess to take this to the professional level, we'd have spreadsheets and schedules of how often we reseed our starts and stuff like that. We're not quite there yet this year, but I think a lot of it is automated, and a lot of it is just on a schedule and replanting the towers. Yeah, again, on a commercial level, you probably have all of the same plants in a tower. You'd seed it at the same time, harvest at the same time,
Yeah.
clean it all out, put new things.
I thought about that, but yeah, you can literally just, just demonstrate slightly, but like, yeah, you can just pick up the tower and maybe you take out maybe this layer here where you're separating, but I'm sure it could, if you really needed to do it. Yeah. Kind of like food Legos.
It is totally food
They're like
Lego.
food Legos.
Yeah, so fun.
Oh, nice.